Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions. You are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering one of my favorite series from the VPN network under the creation and direction and written word by Mr. Carlton T. Clay. This is Bondage, Season 3. Season 3 is quite interesting, but I'm starting that, and we're going to go through that. I may have to probably take a break during the holiday season and all that good stuff, but I'm here. But this is, again, Season 3, Episode 1, so let's get into it. Alright, so we start off with Bond. He's laying there with his eyes closed, looking possibly like he could be unalived. We see every character that has been in his life or has some type of grievance against him come and say whatever they need to say. We got Winston, we got Anita, we got Jackie coming there saying whatever. We got Roxanne saying whatever and how she blames him for not allowing her to say goodbye to her mother, to their mother. And then you got Ren, he comes in with the gun and he shoots it. At that point, Bond wakes up, so that was just a dream. And then we see that Bond is back in therapy. Thank God for that, the group therapy sessions. He is saying that, I guess when he goes to sleep or whatever, all he keeps seeing is death around him. He can't escape it or whatever, but it seems very foreshadowing as to what the season is going to bring. In the next scene, we see Anita. She's in the bathtub, doing what she needs to do. Next thing you know, Winston comes in. And she's trying to greet Winston, but Winston ends up pushing her underwater, trying to drown her. And then boom, she wakes up out of her sleep. So again, it just seems like this season is about, okay, people paying for whatever sins that they have committed, and it's in the wages of death. Next thing you know, we got this interesting scene. We have this white couple and they are having sex. They're doing their thing, and then this black bald guy is around the corner and he's watching them. The guy who ends up being the husband is yelling at this black guy like, "You are a sick perv. What do you sit up here watching me and my wife do the do?" And then he asks, "Oh, sorry." So then they go back to having sex right after that. I thought, okay. This is, I think, at the therapy building. Jackie is there, and Bond wants to talk with her, and Jackie doesn't really want to talk, but she wants to point the finger at Bond at everything that is going wrong with her life. My life has been ruined, and because of you, whatever amount of relationship that I did have with my mom is gone. I was like, what relationship did you have, man? This woman was scheming behind your back with your boyfriend just to hurt you. Very maliciously. I don't know what you thought you had in a relationship, but that was done with a long time ago, and she had no real desire to be in any type of relationship with you. You can blame Bond, but whatever. And also she said, years of sobriety are down the drain, all because I had to witness my boyfriend smashing my mother. So thanks a lot. So Bond lets her know, look, what was going on with me is that I was escorting. And I met your mother through there. And the reason I was even escorting was to make sure that my mother I was able to pay for my mom's treatment and all that. Jackie wasn't hearing it. Then this new guy that we learned, his name is Ramon. He's there to back up Jackie like, look, bro, I think you need to leave. Jackie, are you okay? Like, no, I need him to leave. So he ends up getting Bond leaving. Bond left in such like this temper tantrum type of way. It's like, Bond, stop. I guess you didn't like that another male was able to somewhat son you in this situation. But you really had to go off the respect of Jackie. She didn't want to speak to you. Sorry. Deuces. We get a scene with the detectives. They're still trying to figure out, after this drawing of the guy, it really looks like Bond. They don't know where to look at. We have a new detective that's on the case. The infamous Felicia Renee is a part of this cast this season. I'm so happy. Of course, many of us know her from the VPN network of Lover's Lane, where she played First Lady Bridget. Lord. I love that show. Y'all got to check it out. It's on the website also. Y'all need to binge. I think there's 6 seasons of those. What a time. What a time. So anyways, good to see you, Miss Felicia Renee. They're trying to figure out, how can we actually get this guy? Should we put out an APB? And the guy detective was like, no, because of, at the time that this season was made, is when there was a lot of police brutality that was happening. A lot of black men were just being murdered for no reason by police officers. And they were getting away with it and all that good stuff. He was like, no, if we put that out there, then anyone could go out there with any reason to shoot and also unalive another black man. Then they asked about Eric, who's supposed to be a detective. They have not heard from him for such a long time. And the guy detective was like, it looks like he went in too deep and he's quite gone in this whole situation. Kind of like, is it Chris Rock? Chris Rock was in the movie with Wesley Snipes back in the day. He he was an ex-drug addict. Then he went in there to try to see what he could do to find out about the organization. He ends up being tempted and he falls right back into the drug situation. And I think they ended up unaliving him too. What is the movie? Back in 1991. Lord Jesus. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyways, it's kind of that situation. It's like Eric just forgot what he was really doing there, and I guess he's really enjoying what he's doing. So the next scene is Bryn, Eric. Lorenzo shows Eric that they are going to be getting into the drug business. I said, not no Diddy. So, along the lines of just having sex, now y'all about to have, I think it's some type of ecstasy. I'm not saying it right. Ecstasy. There we go. Pills that are going to be there. That's why I said no Diddy. Hashtag no Diddy. Lord. But this is before we knew about what Diddy was doing. So, hey. So, Eric was like, are you sure you really want to get into the drug business along with this? And Ren was like, yeah. And he said, look, I know you're new, but don't ever question me again about what I'm doing here. It's interesting I'm not seeing Ren chew on any pills, but it really falls in line with him wanting to put drugs into the business also, considering his own pill addiction that he had. So, what was it? Bond comes in, and Ren said, I'm glad that you finally was able to show up. Now, what was going on? He said he had some stuff that he had to deal with, and Ren was like, I don't really care. We are your first priority. I'm paraphrasing. Any business that you have to take care of is you have to take care of for me and nothing else. Ren does announce that Ace has went MIA because of the whole situation with Tawny and Rodney. So we're moving past that storyline that we've had for the past 2 seasons on the show, which kind of sucks as a viewer. And Ren does say that you got to pick up the slack. And Bond was like, do we have a choice? And Lorenzo said, no. Then he just excuses both Eric and Bond to go do what they need to do. Bond's still standing there, and Ren was like, is there something else that you have to say to me? And Bond was like, what happened to you? And Ren said, life. Life is what's happening to me, Ninja. And if you want yours and your sisters to be spared, you will do what I tell you to do. So basically, he has morphed into his mom. The same person that he hates, he's become. Okay, so we're going to another scene where the black guy that I described earlier that was being Uncle Peeping Tom was looking at this man and his wife having sex. So the wife comes in there with this T-shirt on, with the. You can tell that she wasn't properly dressed, but she's got on this like jean shirt on and half on. She was like, "Did you like what you saw or seen or whatever it is?" And then next thing you know, she drops that off, and then her and the black guy start having sex. I don't know why they decided to have sex right in the same house, but that's none of my business. So as they're going at it, all of a sudden the husband comes in. And he runs off to get his shotgun. And then the woman's like, "John Michael, no!" I said, "No." I know this is South, so of course, a lot of people are probably going to have 2 names. Tammy Sue, all that good stuff. So then the black guy, he gets whatever stuff he can gather together, and he runs and escapes out of the house. John Michael, he got his rifle out, but he didn't even shoot him or try to even take a shot. Let's see. All right, so back at the group therapy place, Jackie and Ramon, they have a conversation. Ramon's asking, "Are you okay?" She said, you know, "Thanks for checking on me earlier." Da 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 da. They just have this sentimental moment. It looks like Ramon and Jackie could be a thing. They're not at that point, but that's kind of what I'm suspecting. But who knows? Next thing you know, guess who comes? Trifling Anita. All of a sudden, she was like, my, you move on pretty fast. She's really like, "What are you doing here? What? How did you know I was here?" "Well, you are an addict, and this is where the addicts hang out at." Then she starts saying, "Well, that guy that you're flirting with, you always seem to flirt with people with a man that's out of your league." Ma'am, they're both at an addict's place. What do you mean out of your league? And why did you show up down here anyways? As y'all can tell, I can't really stand Anita. Da, 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 da. And then Jackie was like, "What do you want? Have you seen Winston? Where is Winston? It's been weeks." And she said, "No, I have not. But it looks like you're worried about having money since he knows about you and Bond." Then she says, "No, I am not. We did not sign a prenup, but da 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 da. I got the bag." And then Jackie said, "Or you can end up in a bag." And Anita's like, "What are you talking about? Are you threatening me?" I said, "No. You know, what you have done as far as that can make anyone snap, as far as sleeping with their daughter's boyfriend. You never really know what could happen to you." And then you hear all of the suspense music in the back. So obviously, again, there's more for symbolisms and a foreshadowing that's happening as to what's happening. It's like a death is chasing some people or some of the cast members. We see Winston, and he got a new woman. I said, "Oh, okay, Winston. You went from being too busy at the clinic and at the hospital, and now you got a new woman that you laying up with." I was like, "Okay, cool." We ain't seen one stethoscope, no doctor's coat yet. So, just to speed up on that scene, after they have sex, Winston and this woman, he's ready for round 2 or whatever, or at least talking like he was ready for round 2. She said he told her to reach into the dresser to get something, and then she goes in there and sees the gun. And she's like, "Why do you have this gun?" And he grabs it and says that, "I'm going to unalive my wife." And then, all of a sudden, he shoots and unalives the woman that he's sleeping with. So, obviously, what Jackie was saying earlier has happened. Winston has snapped. And Anita's not going to know what to really deal with that. What to do with that. So, we find out that Ramon dude that was talking with Jackie earlier has something going on with Ren, which I think by now he does tell people that he goes by Lorenzo and not Ren. Lorenzo was asking Ramon, like, "How is Jackie?" She's like, "She seems okay. She got a little rattled when Bond came around." He said, "Keep an eye on her. Jackie is insurance that that helps keep Bond in line. I said, oh, okay. So I guess he has paid Ramon a bunch of money, and he's just warning Lorenzo, or Lorenzo is warning Ramon not to F this up. And he said, no problem. Next thing you know, the black guy that's on the run after sleeping with that man's wife comes into the room. We find out this guy's name is Jamal and is Lorenzo's younger brother. Next, Bond comes by Anita's place. And she's ready to pick up where they left off, meaning she wants to smash. So, Lord Jesus, we can finally be together. Because I think he was asking, where's Winston at? Who cares about him? Blah, 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 blah. You're not with Jackie no more. And then Bond had to just set it straight. No, you were just business. You were just somebody I had to smash. And all of this stops. And Anita was like, look, we can have a connection. I don't know what you are on. And then Bond gets more aggressive and saying that you are nothing to me. And he begins to choke her. While he is choking her, all of a sudden, we see this flashback of somebody else choking Anita. I said, oh, okay, what's going on there? And then he says that I will always hate you. And this stops now, leave me alone. And then she says, he asked her, do you get that? And she said, yeah. So Bond ends up leaving. And you see that Anita's in an emotional crisis. But Winston was right outside the door. But he was hiding a little bit, and he has his gun with his hoodie on. So it looked like he was coming by to unalive Anita. But then he saw that. Of course, he's upset with both of them, so I don't know what's the plan next. So, Ramon, he leaves, and Lorenzo and Jamal, they talk. Jamal tells him, you know, I ran into some trouble, and I need your help. And then Lorenzo said, of course you do. And then Jamal was in amazement, like, oh, you really run things now. I know our mother would be proud. Lorenzo said, F her. And then Jamal's like, what are you talking about? Look, I've been the one that's been there for you. She put you in a garbage bag and was ready to throw you out. I raised you. I put you through college. If it wasn't for me, you would have been unalive by now. Yeah, this is when he talks about he's no longer Ren, calling him Lorenzo. Lorenzo does say, you know, if you do want my help, you're going to have to work for it. And Jamal said, cool. So obviously he's going to have to get into this whole escorting game. And then the ending scene, Bond is at his home and he's looking at a picture of him and Jackie. So it looks like we're up to an interesting season. New characters, a new flow. Let's see how this goes. I'm ready for it. Give me your comments below. Please like and also subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And you can share this video. Until the next one, peace.